G'day and welcome back to Duxilla Gaming and Elm Creek Farm. That's right, we're back farming in the US and we are looking at our huge sugar beet field and we are going to get started into that with this episode. Alright, a couple of other things as well. Our sunflower field is also ready to harvest. I'm pretty sure it was sunflower. Yes, sunflower field here. Also over here is the canola ready? No, the canola's got to be turned over. I have had a bit of an idea in between this episode and the last episode in relation to what we're going to do. I'm not going to use this field here, and as you can see, it's got no field there now. I've actually removed the field, done some landscaping work in there because I've got a plan for what's going to go over here on field 53's area. We'll come to that a little bit later. But the main purpose of today's episode is we're going to get over here and we're going to harvest our sugar beets. Now, I'm not going to have enough money, or I'm not going to have enough time. Well, I will have enough time. But using just the one sugar beet harvester is going to slow me down a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lease another one. I know that's not the best way of doing it money-wise, but you know what? That's just what I'm going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a Panther 2. I'm going to lease this. We're going to get the largest capacity, which I know is unrealistic, but I don't care. We're going to lease that bugger. There we go. Done. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to get the header. Beet technology, the faster header, there we go, and I'm going to lease that as well. All right, so that's what we've got there. So I've got the grimy, or grime, and or grim, whichever way you want to pronounce it. But we've also got now the Panther 2, which is here at the farm. Now, we're going to get this one moved over straight away and get started. So let's get cracking into it. Fix our time again. There we go. And away we go. All right. So we've got big plans, and hopefully they work as intended, but only time will tell. But I think it'll open up some diversity to the farm, which will be nice. And we will continue from there. So head on down past the chicken sheds. We've recently just taken the eggs and put them into the warehouse. We'll have a look at the warehouse and see where we're at for that. It's been a few days. In fact, it's been probably about a couple of weeks since I've last recorded here on Elm Creek. I haven't gone back and revisited the last episode, which I should do, and I've started doing that throughout the other series. But as you can see, I need to update and find out where we're at. There's the sunflowers there ready to be harvested, so we can get them going as well. But I'm going to have two hired hands running the sugar beets, so I'm not going to worry about doing the sunflower as yet. Whether that bites me in the bum or not is yet to be determined, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this guy over here and get him started, and then I'm going to take the grime and do the headers. But he can just start doing these long runs through here. Here we go. Right. Up there. Line him up roughly and off he goes. Alright. And here we go. We're going to get this guy started. And then we should be good. Right. So we're going to unfold. Go. Lower. Turn on. And we're going to get these. I'm going to get two header rows down here on this end of the field. We'll tidy that up in a minute because it's just hard to turn this thing around on a dime, obviously. We'll get these done and then we'll come back. Now, I think we did discuss previously, we may not have, the sugar beet cutters, or the harvesting place we put in to slice the sugar beets into the cut sugar beets. We've got rid of that and we've just put in the sugar production facility. Now, the reason being is that takes both sugar beets, cut sugar beets, and the sugar cane to make the sugar. So there was no need to have that second step in there. Now, whether or not it's more productive or not, I don't know. I haven't really worried about sort of looking into that too much. So what we've done is I've just left it at that, and it just means we're going to start producing sugar straight away. So that's the plan for this point in time. I mean, it's not a huge change. The only thing is I've got nothing to use my sugar with at the moment either. So we're going to stockpile the sugar. Now we will have, I'll give you an ample warning, we are going to have an absolute shit tin of sugar stored up at some point. Unless I sell off a lot of the sugar beet, because it makes a shit tin of sugar. Now that's not necessarily bad, we can sell the sugar off. But we'll just sort of see how that pans out in the longer term. But yeah, it will create, this field alone will create a lot of sugar beet. Now the reason I know that is well, actually here we go, a bit of a spoiler. So basically what I do is once I've done a series of videos, I'll take the save game from this series, move it over into my solo game slot, and I experiment and play around with what I want to do next in a solo game as well. Now, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to do that 110%. I don't necessarily get everything done as well and work out exactly the money I'm going to make and all that sort of stuff. But it just gives me a very rough indication of where I stand and what I need to think about, or what's going to work and what's not going to work. So it's very helpful in that regard. So that's all well and good. But that's effectively what we do to get us that point. So I have actually harvested this field just as a numbers game, and I did use the sugar beet, did the cut sugar beet, and then I just transferred all that into a sugar processing facility. And yeah, I had shit tins of sugar pallets when I finished. Sorry, I'm thinking too hard. So I know there's going to be a lot of sugar coming from this harvest effectively, but that's okay. So we've got lots of sugar going to be coming out. We've still got a lot of oil to be processed as well. I think we've still got oil being processed at the moment. I'll check the production once I've got this guy running in an auto tune as well, auto course. So yeah, it's going to bode well for a good amount of money at the point where we sell it all. Now, the other thing I'm thinking about doing is probably most likely on this series, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a no recording period. What do you mean, Duck? What we're going to do is we're going to have 1 year at some point in the near future, not necessarily this episode or anything else, but at some stage in the near future, I'm going to take 1 year off of recording. Now, we will still manage the farm, we'll do everything on the farm. The only caveat will be we will not buy anything, as in equipment or production facilities or new farmland, and we'll play through 1 year. So say if we do it at say October 1st, we will play through for 1 year till September, the last day of September, and then we'll record from there. And then we'll basically see what we've done in a year. Now, that then means that we can come fresh and then start doing our upgrades and thinking about what we're going to do in relation to expanding the farm. We should have some money behind us, we should have crop behind us, and all that sort of stuff. Now, I'm most definitely going to do it before I put any cows in, so there won't be any cows going in the immediate future. And I do want to do that gap year effectively, or the non-recording year, around by the end of this year. So that's what I want to do. So the money we make from the harvest and everything for the end of this year, start of next year, will be carried over into the next year. So you won't necessarily see the money we gain from the sugar, for instance, straight off the bat. And I just think it's going to be a way of actually changing up the gameplay a little bit. So it's not like we're cheating. We'll still go through and do everything as we have been doing now, we'll just have that 1 year where we don't record, and then we'll come back after a year. So effectively, so let's just say, for the want of a better term, the film crew and the whole area has been hit with a unknown disease, and everyone's got to isolate for 12 months. Critical workers, as in farm workers, can continue on with their work, but everyone else has to be effectively in isolation for 12 months. That's what we're going to do. So that's the plan at this point in time. Whether it works out and plays out the way we want it to will be another matter altogether, but it's certainly something different to look at. So that's what we're going to look at doing. All right, now what I need to do while they're running away nicely, I need to grab a tractor. And it will be this guy. I need to grab the... Well, there's two things I'm going to... Well, actually, no, I'm just going to use the overloader. So the sugarbeet auger wagon. And we'll use that to offload from both harvesters. And we'll take our Zorley truck and trailer, or trailers, whoops, as we take out the fence post, over to the field as well, and we'll use that to offload. Although I could actually just offload directly. No, I might just offload the auger directly into the processing plant. It might be a bit simpler that way. And I'm also compacting the field, so I might just do that. We'll just use the auger wagon and take that into the processing facility and just load it up. Now, one thing I do have to put in, because I don't think I've already put it in place, is I do want to put another silo in close to the sugar plant. Now, it's just a small a silo with actually quite large capacity, which I'm surprised at. But I'm just going to put a small silo in locally here, and then that way we can store the sugar beet when the processing plant is full locally here as well. So I might just look at putting that in now. So let's have a look and see. While we've got that little bit of money there, we could probably do that. Silos. It's this one here for 10,000. That's all he is, $10,000. And I'm going to put him in. There will do. Right. So anything we have extra to what can go into the Glenwood sugar mill will be in this silo here. We won't take it over to the main farm. And it will only hold sugar beet. So that's the plan. All right. So let's grab this, because I think, yep, the grimy Rexor is already full. So we're going to head off and we're going to unload him. And it's going to be a bit of a tricky unload there because of the fact that there is no room. So what I might do is I might actually pull him out off the field and offload into this. Now this hasn't got a huge capacity. It'll only do one load from the grime, and it'll certainly only do about half a load from the Panther 2. So anyway, that's just what we're going to have to deal with. All right, so let's take you off helper, reverse you back out to offload, and then we'll continue on from there. I'm really looking forward to actually going through the process of getting the sugar beets and all that sort of done. It gets us one step closer to doing more production as well. I mean, we are doing more production with the sugar, but it means we can look at, in the near future, getting things like the bakery up and running and the dairy. Well, obviously not the dairy straight away, because we're not going to have, excuse me while I just unfold that. We're not going to have the cows. However, we could put the bakery and the dairy in, and then we could buy the milk in if we wanted to. Not as productive and not as worthwhile monetarily, but it's certainly an option we have that's available to us. So the plan will obviously be, as I'm offloading these units here, I'll offload virtually the full amount from this unit here, the Rexor. And when it comes to the Panther, we'll do two loads. We'll do one load, then offload the auger wagon, then do a secondary load. So that will be the plan for that. Pipe in, and we'll go reset this guy and get him going again. All right. Line him up roughly, and away he goes. Now, so he's at 88%, as you can see. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn over the railway line. I can't see the train coming at the moment. There we go. All right, head back, we'll offload, and then we'll continue on over to the Panther and get ready to offload him, because he's about to be full. As the train's coming. Right, there we go. We got away with it. All right. So yeah, that's the plan. Now, over in the area where I've cleared the land out, I'm going to actually try and get that sorted out with the plans we have for that before we do our hiatus, our 1 year off from recording. And then that way we can actually harvest the fruits of our labour, so to speak, while we're in our hiatus. Okay, hopefully we've aligned ourselves enough there to offload. There we go. So directly in. And what we're going to do is I'm going to straight away get this producing sugar. So come down here to our production. And so as you can see, so we can take the sugar beet sugar, so 2 sugar beet to make 1 sugar. Sugar beet cut sugar, 5 cut sugar makes 3. So it probably is more productive doing it that way. But for now, I'm just going to do it this way. That's fine. Or we can do 2 sugar cane to make 2 sugar. So I think obviously that is a better process. We may look at putting in a sugar beet cutting facility again later on. All right. Oh, sorry, I didn't activate that, did I? There we go, activate. All right. Pipe in, let's go find the Panther and get him offloaded. So what we want to do is we want to get this harvested as quick as we can and be as effective as we can, particularly with the Panther. Seems we're leasing it, so it's costing us more than what the other one is effectively, although we haven't got the upfront cost. So we do want to be mindful of that fact. Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to swing in here. In fact, I've changed my mind. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the truck. I'm going to get the truck and I'm going to bring the duck sorley trailers down and we'll offload the Panther to the truck, which will be parked on that side of the field. And then that way we can do that a little bit more efficiently. Then I'll just use the auger wagon for offloading from the grime, or grimy. These lovely new looking trailers with the new livery on them. Love it. Anyway, off we go. So I'll head on down, get this sorted, and tickety boo. Taking out fences again. Taking out road signs, that's ops normal. Alright. Hope everyone is doing well. We're doing well. Geez, we're already 19 minutes in. Where does the time go? I mean, seriously. Try not to go on the field and compress the field too much. Oh, there is also another toy I need to get for the farm. And hopefully I can do that before we do our hiatus as well. Because this is a must-have toy. And I mean must-have. Absolutely must-have toy for duck sorley gaming. No spoilers as yet. But trust me, that will come as soon as possible. Alright, let's jump over, grab the Panther. And we're going to offload him. Alright, so we've got 120,000 in here. So this will basically fill up the truck in one go. Which is also why it does so much of the actual fuel in one go. So, which is good. So it is going to be a little bit more effective than what we'd normally have. Yes, I know, it's not realistic, but you know what? Sometimes you have to realise we are just playing a game, and while we'll do it semi-realistic at times, there are other times where we'll just go, nah, you know what? Let's just play the game. Like now. And of course, I'm sure that none of you ever play the game as a game and you do everything 100% realistic. Not that you can anyway, because the game's not that good to play fully realistic. Anyway, that's another matter altogether. All right, let's get this guy cracking again. So it hasn't quite filled up the trailers, which is fine. All right, help her off. All right, we'll get this guy down. Grime is going to be close again. I'm going to take the truck and offload it, just to keep it. So at 85%, it's 140. That's right, 140 can go in this truck. But still, that's a fair amount that's been taken out already. So, and I think the sugar refinery can store. I think it's 400,000 beets. So we won't be filling that up straight away, but we've got the silo there as a backup, so that's fine. We won't have a problem there at all. All right, let's get unloading. Trailer. Okay. It is nice to have the old road trains back and running again too. Obviously, I say old, they're new. And if you like these road trains, these trailers, they are available from JFL Modding on Facebook. And they are a great set of trailers. We've been using them since FS19. Unfortunately, GTX didn't bring out his version of the road train trailers, which was our first ever video and mod review here on the channel. So if you want to see whether we've improved or not, go back and check that video out. Actually, no, please don't. Yeah, so this has been our go-to in relation to our trailers for quite some time now, and they do a fantastic job. I'm not biased at all. Take them back up here. I mean, I'm driving on the field, I know, so I'm compacting the field a little bit, but it's okay. We'll deal with that. All right, so it looks like the grime is now full, so we need to go over and empty him out. And again, same problem, he's stopped with the pipe pointing in towards the crop, which doesn't help us, but hopefully there might be enough room to get in there and maneuver around. So we'll have a quick look and see. The Panther is at what, 26%, so we've got a bit of time before we have to go emptying him off. Yeah, I think this will be fine. I think we'll be able to fit in here. So what we'll do is we'll come in, we'll go past him. That. And then we'll just reverse up and offload. Okay. Another load done. So that's going to be what, about 45.90. That's 200,000 sugar beets already. But we can find out. Let's have a quick look. We've got 163,000 in the refinery already. So yeah, so as you can see there, Another 160, take it just over halfway. Yeah, so it'd be about 350 stored in there. That's okay. Not a problem. All right, and off we go again. Rinse and repeat. Name of the game. All right, that's the pan through it now. 41. Right, so we're going to offload this guy here. Wipe out. All right, well, once we've offloaded, or when we're offloading this one, we'll take a look at what we've got in the warehouse and everything else. October is good for sales for, what was it? Raisins. There was something else. Butter, cheese, and cake. That's not going to help me. So nothing to sell at a higher price at the moment. But as we've said previously, bloody shed. Who put that shed there? As we've said previously, though, if we need to sell to make some money, we'll do that. And what I want to do is I'm going to need to do the expansion I want to do. A little bit of a surprise over on field 53. I need $160,000 thereabouts. In fact, probably a little bit more. But that's the bare minimum. So what we're going to do is going to have a look. I'm sitting there just waiting. No, didn't do that. All right, let's have a look. See what we got. So eggs. We got 103,000 litres of eggs. November's the high point. So next month we can sell the eggs. That's fine. Wool, doesn't matter about the wool because that's got to go over to the spinnery. We've got 12,000 clothes. Yeah, it's not a high point at the moment. Although, what is the current price? 10,000. And as you can see, 18,000 is the top price. So we're going to wait for that one. Honey is in February. Sunflower is best price February. October's not a bad price though. So if we were to sell it now, what are we going to get? 4,235. That's not a bad price. We might just sell the sunflower now anyway. Canola, olive oil. Olive oil is in May. That's fine. The lettuce, the tomatoes, and the strawberry are in the new year in January. What else we got down here? Stones, don't care about. Well, didn't want to see that. All right, so that's what's next. So what we might do is while we're waiting for these to fill up, where are we at now? I might go get a load of sunflower oil and see if we can go sell some. You'll do. All right, let's go down to the warehouse and load up a trailer. I'd like to actually do it in this episode as well if we can, just to get it out of the way and we can start prepping it. But it may not be possible. Maybe the next episode we set it all up. Or I may just get the cash ready to go and we set that up for the next episode. That may be a better option, noting that we're already at 28 minutes. So that's what we'll probably end up doing. So we'll prep this ready for delivery and we'll do that in the next episode. Do the delivery and the sale. Come on, come through. Right. Tomatoes, olive oil. No, it's sunflower oil, wasn't it? There we go. Sunflower oil, 34 pallets. Now, I don't have much at the facility at the moment, I don't believe, so there's no point going over there. Got a little bit there. Finish grabbing the last of this out of here. Pallets. Okay. All right. Those ones there. All right. Almost done. We're yin yang. There we go. One more. Can I get the angle? Oh, I don't want to tip it over. There we go. There we go. No, we can sell it. Right, let's go sell this, and then we'll continue on with the harvest. Although one of them's got a full tank now. Which one's that one? The Rexor. Okay. All right. What we'll do is we'll bring this up. Another sign. Oh, I'm having trouble speaking today. Another sign gets taken out. So what we'll do is we'll take this up. We'll park this next to the field. We'll finish emptying off the harvesters and that as they are now. We'll end the episode there, and the next episode we'll come back. We'll sell the oil, and we'll continue on with the harvest of the sugar beets. We won't progress any further. We won't fast forward or anything else like that. We'll just keep it on this game day. So we'll get 2 episodes out of 1 game day for this particular one, and we'll see where we end up from there. All right, train's not coming. There we go. Okay. Oh, they're not quite full. So hang on, I might be able to go get this. No, I can go get this emptied off and sold before we do that. So we'll do that first. Because the Grimy Rexor is at 76% now, and the Panther 2 is just on 93%. So we'll see how much money this is going to give us. It'll be a good start. I don't think it's going to get us to 160,000, but if it doesn't, that's okay. We can sell something in tomorrow or the next episode, so later on today's game day, and we'll do all that in the next episode. So the next episode, while we continue to harvest the sugar beets, our concentration will be on doing the addition to the farm that we're doing over on field 53. And we'll get all that sorted. In fact, we did get enough money, so we got 205,000, so that's okay. We can get that done. All right, excellent. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go find... Oh, you're going to be turned inwards as well. And so is the Panther, but that's okay. The Panther, we're driving over to the truck. There we go. So, yeah, so we'll sign off on this point in time. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you're enjoying the sugar beet harvest and all that's going to come from it. We will continue this on, like we said, in the next episode, and we'll also do our development of the farm that little bit more. And then hopefully by the end of the year we can have our gap year, like we said, and we can come back even bigger and stronger. But like I said, in that gap year we won't be doing anything, we won't be buying any land, won't be buying any new equipment. We'll service the equipment, we'll go through the cycling of the crops as we normally would do. We'll feed the animals, we'll harvest and store up all the product, but that's all we'll do for that year. So hopefully we'll come back. We won't come back at the same amount of money in the bank, because obviously if we're using hired hands as we're harvesting and stuff, we'll be using money. But I don't see any need to sell stuff off, unless of course we get down to 0 money. We need to sell a little bit off what's name, but I'll provide full transparency of what we do if we have to actually sell something just to get a little bit of extra money to keep us running. But I don't envisage that happening. Anyway, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, press that like button, and also if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you press that subscribe button, please make sure you press the alarm notification icon as well, so you're made aware of when new videos like this are available on the channel. I'd love to have you here. Don't forget to come and join us on Twitch, Twitter, Discord and Facebook. Details for all those are down below in the description. And of course, most importantly, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duckstory Gaming and Elm Creek Farm. See you all later. Bye.